This Cincinnati Bengals defeat to Washington at home, Cincinnati favored by 7, and they do not stop. And when I say don't stop, I mean they don't force Washington to punt at all. Jayden Daniels, for the second straight week, the rookie quarterback out of LSU, I was kind of lukewarm on him coming in. I was like, I don't know, Jayden Daniels, he spotty at Arizona State. He was okay at LSU. Then he had a stacked deck and put up good numbers against a lot of bad teams. Jayden Daniels had arguably the greatest performance by any rookie quarterback in NFL history, folks. 21 of 23. That's 91%. The most accurate performance for any quarterback who's thrown more than 20 in a rookie performance. And Jayden Daniels, the game-winning touchdown on 3rd and 7, drops back and just puts it in a bucket to Terry McLaurin. One of the best passes I've seen this NFL season, because the Bengals empty blitz. They brought the house. Daniels off his back foot. It's just a perfect pass right into the breadbasket of McLaurin. Folks, Jayden Daniels, he's him. I mean, what an unbelievable performance from Washington. They get the win 38-33. Now, we had the over. Easy winner. Felt like a lock at halftime. I do think we need to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. But first, we need to say great things about Washington. Listen, there were a lot of doubters, myself included, about Washington coming into the season. Dan Quinn, a defensive guy. Cliff Kingsbury, is he going to work as an OC, having just been a head coach? And what Jayden Daniels did, I mean, total poise in the pocket throughout, whether it was dump-offs. It wasn't everything check down city. If you remember the opener against Tampa, he looked like a rookie quarterback in his first start on the road. He looked a little confused. He didn't want to take any chances. A lot of running. He would tuck and run, and then he would throw everything behind the line of scrimmage or at it. Here we are, game 3, prime time, okay, against Cincinnati, a team that a few years ago, they were in the Super Bowl. And this is a team I had in the Super Bowl back in July. This is a good Cincinnati Bengals team, and they could not stop Jayden Daniels. I mean, it was Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, Terry McLaurin, De'Ami Brown. Like, it was an unbelievable performance from Washington. Folks, Jayden Daniels and Washington are now tied for first in the NFC East with the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas looking up at Washington in the standings. Who had that 3 weeks in? This was supposed to be a scheduled loss, right? It's just a tough spot. Cincinnati. And folks, we saw 0-2 teams. Cincinnati 0-2 team, obviously. They cleaned up on Sunday. They went 6-1. All the 0-2 teams that delivered on Sunday. The Giants take down the Browns. The Colts beat the Bears. Broncos take down the Bucks. The winless Panthers beat the Raiders. You had the Ravens toppling the Cowboys, and then the Rams beating the Niners. 6 of them victorious. The only loser was Tennessee, which didn't show up and lost to Green Bay. So then you're like, oh, Monday night, maybe that will continue. And the 0-2 teams, back against the wall, season on the line, show up. Cincinnati did not show up defensively. They got major questions outside of Trey Hendrickson. The Bengals have absolutely nobody on defense. I mean, the linebackers can't guard the running backs. They're just getting cooked. Cam Taylor-Britt is a very nice quarterback, had an awesome interception last week against Patrick Mahomes. He was on a milk carton tonight. Did not see him being a factor at all. Again, Jayden Daniels, second half, 14 of 15 for 115 yards. Folks, that is as good as it gets. Hostile environment, primetime audience, and Jayden Daniels showed he instantly becomes a front runner for Rookie of the Year. Just an awesome showing. Now, let's do a couple minutes, shall we, on the Cincinnati Bengals, who fall to 0-3. Listen, Joe Burrow is a fantastic quarterback. The Bengals did not punt. By the way, fun fact, this was the first game since 1940 in the NFL. Since 1940, where neither team punted and neither team had a turnover. That's scary if you're Cincinnati's defense. You can't stop a rookie quarterback. You can't force one damn punt. Can't get off the field. Like, listen, I've never been a huge fan of this coaching staff. Lou Amaruno, a couple years ago, had an awesome defensive game plan. I feel like that ship has sailed. He had a window, and I like to always say this. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. If you're a hot coordinator, you're a hot commodity, everybody wants you got to go. Because you don't know what's going to happen next season. And we're seeing a little of that with Ben Johnson struggling early in Detroit. It is early. Ben Johnson, not selling my Ben Johnson stock. But the bigger one is Captain Lou and the Bengals defense, who can't stop a soul. When you pay your quarterback all of the money, when your wide receiver demands all of the money, which Jamar Chase is doing, you don't have a lot of wiggle room to fortify the offensive line, to build up the trenches, the secondary. I mean, the Bengals defense has been gutted, and this is not good. When the Pittsburgh Steelers lead the division at 3-0, and the Bengals are 0-3, it's starting to feel. Now, it's not, the season's not over for Cincinnati. It's 0-3, usually a death sentence, but I'm going to give them a stay of execution because they have Carolina this week. Okay? Bengals, Andy Dalton revenge game. Bengals should bounce back and dominate, but man, what a letdown for the Cincinnati Bengals.